Hello, welcome to Ramjack. I'm Alex, the other guy is Brad, and today we're going to be presenting a portion of episode 263, which we recorded all the way back in April 2016. Why is this timeless? Because it is an interview with Dan, who was a contestant on the Legends of the Hidden Temple TV show, which ran on Nickelodeon in the 90s. Everyone remembers it. It's awesome. I had no idea Dan was even on it until this episode. If you like it, follow the podcast at theramjackpodcast.com, where you can hear the rest of the episode and much more. Dan is an amazing guest. He's been on the show many times, and I'm going to go ahead and plug his current podcast, which is presently running in 2020, which is called Woke or a Joke, a Gen Z review. It's on SoundCloud. Basically, him and his daughter review old movies from Dan's nostalgia, and she and him kind of reinterpret them in a modern perspective and give their review. It's pretty amazing, but you can find that on soundcloud.com. Just Google search it. I don't have the address on me presently, but yeah, hope you enjoy.
Friends, it is that super special time of the week where we discuss Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Guys, and every time we get together and talk about shows of yesteryear, we try to summarize that episode in as close to a minute as possible without going over or without going under. Dan, you were charged with this task this week.
Yes.
If you go under, let me remind you, if you go under 55 seconds, you're a chump. I believe in you, Dan. You are not a chump. Okay. If you get between 55 and a minute, good job. Good job. Hey, you did swell. If you go over a minute, we got problems.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What happens if you go over 3 minutes?
Oh. Then
Whoa,
we're going to play really terrible music. It's even worse than the regular music.
Oh, boy.
If you hit the 1 minute on the dot exactly, you're a Braveheart hero and you're a straight up victorious champion.
Okay.
So
you win the temple too.
Right.
All temple guards at that point disappear, and then you have a clear shot to victory.
Guys, I'm gonna have so many questions about this because this is the first episode of the show I've ever watched in my life.
No way!
I don't know how you've missed it.
I have missed it.
It's a classic.
But Dan, please take a moment, collect your thoughts.
I'm ready.
Think about what happened in this episode. What happens on this show.
Yes.
How does this work? Whatever you need to summarize this, and I'm sure you have plenty to talk about.
Yes.
And you will be going in 3, 2, 1, go.
The year is 1993. The show, Legends of the Hidden Temple. The best intro you've ever seen. Where are you going? What is happening? There's plants, all kinds of crazy things. Oh shit, there's a rock that is fucking talking. And then the best host you've ever seen in your life, Kirk Fogg, comes down. He's telling you all the things. We're panning across the moat. And then you get to the blue barracudas. And wait, there's a young Dan Ganator at 12 years old, right in front of your eyes. Yes, sir, I was a contestant of the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yes. The stolen arm of Shiva. You see me break down on the inside, and I hate myself to this very day because of it. And my dad hates me too.
Wow.
1 minute exactly. Congratulations.
You did it. He did it. He gets the Reeboks. He gets the remote control car. He gets the Nesquik.
That no one gives a shit about.
You get that video.
Dan, I had suspicions you were in this. Because I have seen pictures of you. Like, we're Instagram friends.
Yeah.
I know of you and talk. And I saw some of the kids and thought, wait a minute. This is an interesting episode for Brad to pull out of nowhere because Dan's going to be on it.
Right.
So I thought there would be some, and then there's a few kids that's like, now wait a minute. But I wanted to wait to hear you say it. You were on the show. You were on the fucking show.
So I watched it today, right? And I was watching it with Josie. And so she's like, because there was a discussion of they never say my name on it because I only get to the steps of knowledge. After the steps of knowledge, then they introduce you're actually human and you get a name. And so she's like, well, you can always say that you're on Legends of the Hidden Temple. She's like, you can't really tell that it's you because you have that big helmet on. But like you have glasses and that guy has glasses. So, you know, it's you. Like, geez, thanks, kid. I appreciate it.
Amazing.
But yeah, so I was on Legends of the Hidden Temple. I was
You gotta
Blue
tell us
Barracuda. Yeah, I don't have the shirt
the
anymore.
the vetting process. I want to know every detail of how you got on this show.
Okay, so this is how it worked. So, like I said, it's 1993. I think it's like the springtime, and there was something in the paper about, hey, be on this, and it was the first year of it. So it's this new game show, and I have no idea. No one's ever seen it before. Whatever. At the time, the big thing was Guts.
Yeah.
Which you've seen that, okay. So I was, I really wanted to get on Guts, is what the idea was. But, because they didn't say what the show was or anything. It was just they were having auditions for game shows. So it ended up being this. Now, before I got there, it was, like I said, it was the spring, maybe early summer. And anyways, I was going shoe shopping with my dad, and he's like, for the audition, you should get red Converse, because he told me some weird story about, I don't know who it was, about some guy that went to audition, and he had red Converse on, and he got noticed because of that and got the job. So...
And you know his name today? Al Pacino.
Yes. Oh, Al Pacino. No. So we go to Universal Studios. That's where it was filmed. To the back lot. I have my goddamn red Converse shoes on, which just look like clown shoes because I have very long feet. Like especially little Dan, who's like not even 5 foot at the time, and I'm probably wearing like size 9 or 10. And
nice.
So it's this long, convoluted process. You have to do some physical activities, the kind of regular things like push-ups in X amount of time, sit-ups in X amount of time. There was some sort of little obstacle course, and then there was a quiz that you had to take.
Nice.
Now, I can't remember it fully. I remember it being like a lot of questions, and it was like combined with like pop culture. And I think just some like common knowledge type things, but I specifically remember a lot of pop culture being in it. I was like, okay, this is odd. Like, what kind of? Well, I was trying to figure out what is the show.
What were the questions for pop culture? Was it just like stuff that kids would only know? Like, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Yeah, it was it was ever big in 1993, and like those kind of questions, like. I don't know. What are the 3 members of Tribe Called Quest? I have no idea. It was just like random stuff and a couple like general knowledge type questions. So I did the audition and didn't hear anything for the longest. And it's the last week of summer, which in Florida is August, and until school starts. And so I get a call saying, "Hey, you're on the show this coming Sunday." So it was like that week I do the show. And so the call time was like pretty early, if I remember correctly. It was like 7 or 8. You get there, and so this is how they tape the show. At least how they were doing it then. It was 6 shows that they tape in a day. And so the way they do it is like, for instance, like this first challenge that you do is the moat. So everyone does the moat first, and then everyone, each 6 shows, does the steps of knowledge, and so on and so forth. So I got to the steps of knowledge, and I was out of there at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was that fucking long for like 2 minutes of screen time.
Wow. So they were going through the temple like at the end of the day, like probably, let's say 8, maybe 9 o'clock. These kids are dead tired. No wonder.
And that's why everyone's like fucking confused and don't know what's going on, because they also didn't explain shit to you.
Oh, I got that from watching every episode ever, because even some of the handlers in the background would look at the camera or like look and be like,
they have no idea what's going on.
Just keep going, do your thing.
Kirk Fogg, the host, is like the worst and super creeps.
Oh,
by the way,
way creeps. Did you meet him? Like, did he come backstage like, yeah, strong arms? What's going on? Are you 5?
I don't
love those Converse.
Yeah, geez, I know. I don't recall him ever being back there, probably for good reason.
Yeah.
I heard he was real kooky because I knew a guy from school who was also on the show, and he was at like one of the first tapings, and they said that they had to like redo stuff all the time because Kirk Fogg would like dance and stuff and do like all these weird things. I was like, no, dude, you don't do that. Like they had to really like rein him in a lot. When they finally got to me when I did my episode, it was.
He was a shell of a human.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say it was seamless because he fucks up like 27 times during the whole thing. He has no idea what's going on, but they just leave it in. They're like, this is what we get.
Nice.
Meh. But yeah, so you're there for a really, really long time. You know, you start off and we actually got to... okay, a couple things. So you go into a classroom first, and they kind of tell you what is happening. And the classroom that we ended up in was the classroom for Clarissa Explains It All, like their trailer, like where Melissa Joan Hart would be and everything, like their like little trailer, because it was back in the day when they were filming stuff in Orlando. And so I got to go back there, and they kind of tell us what's going on, and then they fit you for all this gear, and it's the worst shit that you have to wear ever. The fucking like huge helmet and everything. So, and that's why it's so weird, because the way that they filmed the show was they wanted to make it look like, okay, right after the moat, then you go right to the Steps of Knowledge, and that's why you have the helmet on. But we actually just had to put the helmet back on, and like, there's no reason why we need a helmet right now, except for them to realize, it's just like this seamless thing.
Wow.
Like you go from one thing to the other. So stupid. It was such a stupid little thing. And so, what they do is they just cast for 5 shows, and then the team at the moat, the 2 teams that lose, they go on to the loser show, which is the 6th show that they filmed that day. So if you're one of the 2 teams that are last, you actually get to be on the show twice. Yeah,
Interesting.
This is how they do it. Yeah. So we do the moat thing, and the way that worked was they would tell you, like, okay, this is, what you're going to be doing, and we got to go out and, like, kind of see it and everything. And mainly, you'll notice that it's all the girls that are going across the rope because they were the tallest. Because, we're at that age.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, okay, probably like the tallest in your group needs to go, walk on the rope thing. And so it ended up being all the girls. And then, when you get to the Steps of Knowledge, even though there's that long period of waiting to the next thing, they're like, you still might be wet, so whoever's not wet will be the one with the microphone on. So my partner Molly, who I didn't know beforehand, she had the mic and everything.
I was about to ask if you and Molly went way back, or if you were just thrust upon each other, like...
Not at all.
Here's your new best friend.
Molly. I got questions, because
Okay.
I noticed in this first thing with the moat,
Yeah.
as soon as it's over, she's like high-fiving other girl on the other team.
Yes. So they were
Molly.
actually friends.
Aha. Because, like, also, like, in, like, the Steps of Knowledge thing, like, she's, like, cheering you on. I was like, did she throw a monkey wrench into your nonsense?
She definitely did, because there's actually, there were a couple questions that no one got. So they cut that out. And so, like, there are a couple times, like, I'm telling her the answer, and I guess she's not hearing me or whatever, and, like, she's not hitting the fucking thing and saying the answer. So, yeah, I think she definitely threw it. But, yeah, so it was a funny one. It was a weird time.
I have another question really quick.
Yeah.
Because on the Steps of Knowledge, when Olmec is telling the story, and it's panning across you guys...
Okay.
When they got that panning of you guys, that wasn't when he was actually telling the story, right? Or was it? And
so
if
here's the thing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's telling it right then. Okay.
No
So
way.
here's the thing. I had no fucking idea that there was Olmec, so I'm just staring right at the camera.
Dude, you are like laser focused on the camera. I was like,
so much so.
That's
that
when
the
I
camera
realized
guy
it was
smiled
you.
at me. But I had no idea. And then at one point, like in the middle, I look at him like, oh, it's a big fucking rock that's talking to us. Cool.
But all the time, while you're staring into the camera, you're just hearing the whole story and like just like
Well, 'cause
processing it. Like, okay,
they didn't tell you anything really. And there's a lot going on, because obviously there's this huge set, and there's all these people and all these things happening, and you don't want to fall down, and like there's all these things in your mind. And what I remember them specifically saying is just smile. Guys, just keep smiling. And I was like, I'm just going to keep smiling. I'm just going to keep smiling. And that's what I did. And then, like I said, in the middle, I just look at it and like, oh, there's this rock. I guess we should be listening to him. But I'm just, but other people are doing it too, kind of. Yeah. But I'm the worst. Like, she's this one girl, the silver snake, she's like all over the place. Doesn't know what's going on.
I can't remember an episode where kids stare at the camera that intently ever. I think it's the best thing in the world. I'm just like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on at all. I was thoroughly confused. Because it's so weird because, like, you've never seen it before. So you don't know what...
I was thoroughly confused. Just watching the show. I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, it's the most convoluted thing. And I can't believe he has to explain that every single episode. Like, okay, this is what you do. It's like, what the hell? But yeah, I'm just staring directly into the camera. But I got my camera time, though, so I am happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what is with these purple shoes?
Yeah.
That everyone except this one kid is wearing.
Yeah, me. The blue ones. Because I think they were the biggest.
Nice.
But nice. Yeah, you had to wear all these awful clothes. You had this like mouthpiece that you had to put in for the moat challenge, and that was like a whole thing. So you had to like, because I'm not an athletic dude, I've never had a mouthpiece before, and so they had to boil all the mouthpieces, and then you had to put it in your mouth, gross. And get the imprint of your teeth in it, and it was a weird day. Yeah,
but an awesome day.
Amazing
day.
Oh, amazing! So we do the show, and so in between like the moat and steps of knowledge, backstage, like each episode, they have their own little green room. So we're in a green room by ourselves, and they give us. I think someone came in and told us what Olmec was gonna say. And I think they went over it like twice. And then so everyone got together, like fucking Molly and her friend, they would go over and like talk about like, oh, this is what was said, this is what was said, this was what was said. Well, why didn't you get more answers fucking right, Molly?
Yeah, Molly's kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
Molly was bullshit.
But now here's the thing. So, okay, do the show and everything. Okay, show's over. And then it comes on in November is when it's played, right? So I don't know what happened that day, but my dad was mad at me about something. I'm sure I was a dick. And so we're watching the episode. I'm in my room. He's in the living room. Okay? We've both seen the show. We know what happens. My dad is cheering on Molly the whole time. Go, Molly! Go, Molly! Just to be a dick. It's so funny.
Amazing.
I love it. The one point you can tell, like you lean over and try to tell her, because at this point the silver snakes are already dead. Like the silver snakes made a beeline for them.
Boom. Yeah.
You're like, fucking Molly, don't fuck this up. Here's the answer.
Yeah.
I love that you try to stomp on, you stomp on her foot a few times trying to get to the thing because she's not doing it.
Wasn't happening.
Molly, what the fuck?
Yeah, Molly wasn't.
There's sort of passive-aggressive clapping on your end on there. I see that.
Yeah, well, because I just did what she did because it's like, well, I don't want to be a dick. Yeah. Whatever.
So her friend was on the orange iguanas, or was she on the red?
No, she's
the red monkeys or whatever they are. Yeah, on the red team. Yeah, I guess they like went to school together or something, and I think maybe she knew someone else, maybe from auditions or something. I want to say someone on the Silver Snakes, but I'm not sure. Anyways, so the way that the show works is the first airing of it is what prize you actually get. Because then when it's showed again and repeats, it's just, whatever. Because it's whatever sponsor they can get.
Sure.
So what I ended up getting was 4 Looney Tune watches. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it came like months later because it doesn't even come until like after the show. Like the show happens, once you see it on TV, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna get fucking Looney Tune watches, and then however many months, and then boom, there they came, Looney Tune watches.
You didn't get the Hunchback of Notre Dame VHS, which it shows here.
No, I did not.
In the
which Josie was like, oh, why didn't you get that? I was like, oh, I got Looney Tune watches. She's like, oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. That's still pretty cool, though. I mean, it's Looney Tune watches, but it's better than... But you only got one prize, right?
Yeah, just that. I didn't get the Nesquik whatever bullshit.
That sucks.
I would love to see
in my mind, it compounds.
Like one little bottle.
Yeah. That's bullshit. I will say, I've been showing Joey Legends of the Hidden Temple, and he loves it. And when everyone was in town for the wedding, his cousins watched it with me, and the prizes were the number one thing they were concerned about. They said, they get Nesquik? Well, that's a pretty good prize. And they said something about a yo-yo, and they said, oh, I like the yo-yo. But then they showed, like, a camera, and they said, what the fuck is that? And I had to explain to them, like, back then we had, like, these little film cameras, and they're like, that's stupid. I don't want that prize. I want the yo-yo.
I need the yo-yo.
I'm so sorry you didn't go further, man. I
know,
really,
me too.
That
But you
sucks
know what?
that this fucking bitch Molly.
I would have been horrible though. Like I know myself because I was looking at it today and I was like, there's no way I would have been athletic enough to do it. Because the way that they group you up, what I found out later was basically like by age, height, weight, and then also how you did in like the pre-thing, the audition. So, like, I imagine I'm with all the lame people because I know I couldn't have done very well. So, and like, you look at these guys compete, and it's not good. It's not good.
No.
Like they're trying to climb the wall, and it's like, ew.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
It's and they gotta put bells in the bag. Like, I just don't understand like the themes. Like, okay, like, so you cross the moat. Okay, sure.
Yeah, you got to get to the temple.
Yeah, then you do the knowledge thing where you hear this story that is hugely historically inaccurate.
Oh, wildly inaccurate.
Just
because you're at the steps and you got to make your way down the steps to prove your knowledge, and then you have to
and then you have to climb this wall and steal bells. I don't like.
Yeah, of course.
You're looking for the pendants, Brad, that you're going to use in the temple to ward off the temple guards, which may be the scariest thing in a child's game show ever conceived. And let me tell you, in some later episodes, they get sneaky with that shit and kids get terrified.
Yes.
In like the third season, there's like a crypt room where there's all these fake skeletons inside these crypts. You have to get inside the crypt and like hit actuator buttons. And I've seen episodes where like when you hit the actuator buttons, the temple guard's arms come through and grab you, and then the whole crypt turns, and you see the temple guard behind holding the kid, and then everyone vanishes. And kids fucking go crazy.
Yikes.
You'll hear them go, "Ah!" as they turn around into the crypt, and the temple guard's just there, and then gone. And the other kid's like, what? And then they push him into the temple. Go, fucking run.
Yeah. There's someone who's, like, puked in there before, like, got freaking puked.
No way.
And what I heard was that for like the big prize or whatever, their budget was only so big. So each season they would only let 8 people win. So it's totally rigged. Like the temple guards are gonna fuck you up.
Nice. So this next game, they have to climb up like a slippery like thing and put like arms, Shiva arms, on Janet Reno statues.
Yeah, well first they put it on their Velcro helmet head, and then put it on Janet Reno.
I may not have seen the show, but I did see a lot of Double Dare and Finders Keepers.
Yes,
and,
yes,
we're
definitely Finders Keepers.
So we're definitely in that same realm. You gotta attach something to your head.
Yeah.
You gotta like do a thing. But like, what the hell is this? Like, this is supposed to be the Shiva where you're putting the arms on. It looks like Janet Reno.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
it's so bizarre. Like,
Josie was watching it and she was so confused. She's like, "Okay, wait, why do they put it on their head? Why are they putting the arms on their head?" And she's like, "Why are they putting the arms on the why?" I was like, I have no idea. That's just what."
And I love it because like, there's the one kid who's like trying to like just like go up it like the way you should. The other one's just like climbing the sides. Like, fuck it, I'm just climbing the sides of this thing. I'm not playing by your rules.
And I like how Kirk Fogg is like, "Oh, you get your knees back. You gotta get your knees back." Oh, but then there's that point. I'm almost glad that I didn't make it past the steps of knowledge because I can't remember like what I put down in the like little questionnaire or whatever. Because I don't know what he would have said to me. Like, and like how he's talking about the girl. And she's like, "Oh, so you have long legs?" And she's like, "Oh, so you hear that a lot, right?" She's like, "No." It's like, "I'm the only one." Yeah.
No way. But he like kind of tries to laugh it off. Those one-on-ones with kids are so creepy with him. I got those long legs, right? Why don't you do a little turn for us? He does not. But then, like, for the guys, he's nowhere near as creepy. Like, the one kid collecting cards, he's like, who's your favorite card? And he says something, what does he say? He says something, who's the guy he says is his favorite baseball card? That isn't even a baseball card. It was like some other sportsman.
Yeah.
And Kurt's like, yeah, sure it is. And then he immediately goes to the girl, like, all right, now, who's this? And he says, who's this over here? It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
He's creepy as fuck. And now, okay, so did you guys see this? That there's going to be a Legends of the Hidden Temple movie?
Yes! Yes!
And Kirk Fogg looks completely different.
Wait, is he in it?
He's in it.
No
And
way.
apparently he plays like kind of like a bigger role in it.
What?
I don't know, Brad. I'm just telling you.
Is it going to involve like a weird Olmec, Mayan, Cambodian like folk tales or something?
I think we could only hope.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
It follows like some family or something, and it's somehow based off of this.
A Double Dare family that got lost in the
Really. That would be the best.
swamps of Florida.
Yes.
Where, I mean, the Olmec culture was all around the Pacific. I mean, not Pacific, but the Gulf Coast. So, I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah. Could be.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah, it comes out in the fall, so we'll have to watch it, Brad.
Definitely. So, who does Howard the Duck play?
Himself.
I thought he was the voice of Olmec.
Oh, that's great. See, that's exciting. I thought it was going to be John Travolta as Robert Shapiro.
Oh, maybe. Oh, this is what it is. Howard the Duck plays Kirk Fogg's counselor.
Yes.
That's court appointed due to some allegations from the early 90s based off of his game show that he was on.
Definitely.
That no one ever proved. They never pressed charges.
Mainly because Robert Shapiro talked those charges down.
Yes.
I like it. So, okay, we got this weird game where they have to climb up and they have to get these gold bands on the treetops. Because
they're gold bells, right?
Yeah, on the naked elephant tusk.
Yeah, because like, what the hell?
Yeah, someone was really reaching when they figured this out.
I mean, it's the same game essentially over and over again, so I'm sure they were having trouble juggling in their heads. Now, which episode is this? This is the Shiva one? Just put some bells up there. We'll make something up in post. No big deal.
It is bizarre. I do love the commercial for the Ratch Tech shoes.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, I do not remember that.
No, I don't remember those. Do you remember that, Alex?
Ratch. I remember the pump.
Yeah, I remember the pump.
And then the LA Gears that had, like, the lights, but I don't remember the Ratch Tech. Ratch Tech would have... I remember...
Noisy.
I mean, I do remember the commercial for it because I remember seeing it back then, but it didn't resonate with me. I was like, those aren't pumps. What the fuck are they trying to... What kind of weird ratchet shoes are they trying to pawn off on these kids?
It's like... kids just like weird things with their shoes. I don't think anyone wants tying your shoe to be louder. No one's like, we need to make noise. That's not going to work out well.
But the Ratch technology, Brad, if you pull it to the furthest then it can't ratch anymore. That's when you know your shoes are tight, and kids do not like their shoes falling off without a moment's notice.
It's true.
That's where the Ratch tech comes in. But how would you get them unactivated? Is there like a button or a release? Because then you can't get your shoes off.
Quick release.
Yeah, there's got to be.
It's got to be a super quick release. And in the 90s, we had super thin jeans too, right? Like that was like hipsters now with super tight pants. We still had like a thin leg opening, so a big Ratchet Tech shoe.
Yeah.
I just think it's bad news all the way around. I don't remember Ratchet Tech.
No.
So,
and then there was the one kid that was like hanging off and kind of swinging, and Kirk Fogg's like, "Hey, buddy, let's calm that down. You don't want to fall." Like, why the fuck is that even in there?
I love his running commentary and how he's trying to help the kids, but I don't think they can hear him. Especially when they're running through the temple. He's like, going up, look for a door. Look to it could be anywhere. It could be on your left. He's going right. Okay, he's going right. Oh, 30 seconds. It's tough, guys.
I just have to say, like, watching this end Finders Keepers run through, like, these kids do barely seem to be trying. And I guess, sure, they're tired, sure, they're confused, but, like, I don't know. I still think these kids suck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Alex was kind of, like, watching this and, like, he's like, why the fuck is he having me watch this show? like this episode, like, this is a horrible episode.
Well, until I saw you, Dan, I was
well, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
I know that kid's staring the camera down. He's looking for it. This is his big break. This is his big break.
Weird colored shoes.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna scoop him up and put him on another show, an extra on like, what is it? Salute Your Shorts or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, that would have been amazing.
This kid's got big dreams. All started here.
That's what I was hoping, but I'm still waiting for that phone call.
Brad, do you have any other questions about Legends? Because first off, I love that you call it Legends, Dan, because that actually shows that you were part of the crew, the cast. Because everyone I knew referred to as Legends of the Hidden Temple, because Legends could mean anything, but this is the legend. The Legends. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's how you do it.
Brad, was there a room in the temple that you thought that would be a little bit too crazy, or like you're like, I don't know about that one? Dan, same question. Was there a room that you saw that you felt was like,
I'm still taking it all in. Like, I don't really understand. There's a heart room. There's a room of harmonic convergence. That sounds like the Michikaku room.
Yeah, it really is the Michikaku room. A lot of kids in the show got fucked up on the Silver Monkey. I remember me and my sister watching it as a kid, and like they'd get to the room and be like, all right, it's over. These kids it's over. They're not going to get past the Silver Monkey room. They're just not. It's super hard to get the thing assembled, and we would be yelling at the television, put the head on! Put the head on! It goes on last! You idiot!
You gotta put it the other way!
Temple guard him, please. Thank God. Now get the other kid in there. Shove him in there. There's so much craziness.
Yeah, it's such a weird, crazy show, but I know at least for us, and like I was episode 24 or something, and they still were not explaining it right at all. I mean that we had no fucking clue.
They've gone at least through, 4 tapings? You said they do 5 episodes, and then they cast like a 6th episode-ish.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's like 4 or 5 tapings-ish. So surely they would have had this down by then, but they haven't.
You would have thought, yeah.
Even well into the 3rd season, it still looks like they're just on a wing and a prayer, just like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kirk Fogg doesn't know what's going on. He's all over the place. And supposedly, I guess, they just kind of picked him. Like, they needed to cast it very quickly, and they just looked at a bunch of headshots and were like, oh, look at this guy.
Let this guy wear this shirt with buttons on the collar and a pair of shorts, even though he's a grown man, and that doesn't seem to be allowed.
I will say this, that I think I was reverse Brad Couples when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, I would never wear shorts, always pants. So, like, my legs are so white in that episode. But nowadays, I'm down with the shorts. So, and Brad hates every minute of it. But
it's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Gotta wear shorts in that heat.
That's what I'm saying.
No, this is the hottest place on earth. I don't believe it would help.
It does. I'm feeling real cool right now.
Speaking of pants, for a moment I did think, okay, assuming that that's not Dan, because I didn't know for sure whether it was you or not. Could this be the episode because the kids are merching their sweatpants in almost every shot they're wearing the sweatpants?
That's
like before they go in the temple, that one girl is straight up merching.
Like,
I'm like,
what's up, Fred? Like,
well, she's got those long legs.
Oh, those long legs.
Long legs. Oh, no one's ever told you about your long legs before.
Maybe I should pull them up. Maybe I do have long legs. Or I want to cover up more so he doesn't ask me more questions.
Hey, Kirk, why don't you take a look at these gams? They're so long.
Creepy.
That is so. Did you get to keep the T-shirt, Dan? Like, do you still have?
Yes. I don't have. But you do get to keep the T-shirt and the mouthpiece. That's the only thing that you get to keep. But I don't have the goddamn T-shirt anymore.
What happened?
I wish I did. I don't know. I mean, it was 15 years ago, Alex. That's 15 years happened, I guess.
You didn't frame it? You didn't hide it in a secret box under your bed of sacred memories?
I remember having it for a long time. I want to say Tammy has seen it. And I was like 18 when we met. So it was around for a while, but then, too many moves after that.
Dude,
I still have
that
my
shirt...
Dare shirt from 5th grade, though. So.
Nice.
Nice.
But
the Legends of the Hidden Temple shirt would have given you, like, free drinks at bars. I mean, that's a shirt that could have kept you...
Okay.
Because I've been at costume parties many times where people dress up as the Legends of the Hidden Temple people, heads, perfectly screen printed shirts, and every time people are like, fucking Temple kids! Fuck! And like everyone runs over. It's like, were you actually on the show? Oh my fucking god, is this real? Like they're mild celebrities and they've never been on the show. You've been on the show. You've been on the steps of knowledge, and you are at the precipice of the temple. You could have how many free drinks and dinners and like mystery dinner mysteries that you've gotten comped because of that shirt.
But see, here's the thing. Because of these cosplayers, it's tainted the true real deal
versus...
people. Because see, they, like, at our MegaCon, which is our, like, comic book convention in Orlando, you see them every single year. These dudes that are, like, dressed up, and I always go up to them, and I drop the knowledge. I'm like, I'll tell you about Legends of the Hidden Temple, sir. They never give a shit. Because they're usually, like, younger or whatever. I don't know. They don't care. Some old assholes talking about how he was, like, on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I was on that damn show.
And then they're like, well, where's your fucking shirt, dude? And I was like, it's 15 years ago, man. I've gone through a lot of moves and just don't have it anymore.
You really should, like, just start straight up lying. Like your daughter suggests. Like, you have glasses like that other kid. Just pretend you're that kid.
Yeah.
Like, tell these guys, like, you should dress up as a temple guard and surprise these people. Like, guess what? I was there.
Like, they really snatch up that girl, too. Like,
Dude, they are terrifying.
You can't do we can't do that anymore. You can't have like random strangers snatching up kids on a TV show.
Oh, you know that movie
it's a crazy
in the fall.
show.
Oh, those temple guards are going to be scarier. They're going to be all CG monsters, just like Doomsday and all of them. It's going to be crazy.
So I mean, we didn't pick the best episode for you, Brad. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there.
Okay.
Right. I mean, it was fine, but nothing like really like fun or exciting or crazy happened.
What is the craziest happening you've seen on the show?
What do you think, Alex? What is like the craziest episode?
Scripted crazy happening in the 3rd season. The host will swing in from a rope at the beginning of every episode. That's fucking... You can't have that guy airborne. No. 6 times a day in the morning? It has to be in the morning or he's going to kill himself.
Yeah.
Jeez. I've seen the time the temple guards scare the kids, because there's times when the kid will be doing something, the temple guard will like sneak up behind him really slowly and then just grab, and you just hear screams, and the other kids are... I've seen ones where the kids are like so close to winning and then they lose because they're kids. Like, there was one kid who was just exhausted and, like, going through, like, this weird kind of styrofoam ball pit, like, and he, like, tries to reach, and he's just, like, inches from the thing to get, like, the second prize, and he just can't. And he's, like, stuck, and he just kind of gives up as it counts down to 5. It's so sad. He's just pleading at the camera with his eyes, like, help. And, of course, the guy's like, keep on going. Just a few more feet.
You gotta do
inches
it, buddy.
away. That's tough. Oh, well, they didn't make it. Thanks. And then abrupt ending.
I guess you wish you had longer legs.
There's been a lot of people stuck at the moat that just can't.
Yeah, I was super nervous about it because, like, at the time, I think I just learned how to swim.
Nice.
No, it's a
How
shallow
deep is that thing?
It's shallow.
Okay.
Like, you can stand right up on it. It's no big deal. But like, I was just nervous about like falling off and like being disoriented.
Amazing.
It was just me, just like so nervous. I don't know why I put myself in that situation, because I just get so nervous about everything. I was like, oh no, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? What do I do?
What if downtown Molly fucks me over?
Yeah.
She's a real bitch.
Hey, Molly, how do we do this? Molly, no, there she's off. She's off. I don't know. Oh my god.
What if you don't realize that there's a 6-foot rock guy that fucking is talking and he's lit up and you're just staring at a camera? Because that's what they told you to fucking do.
I'd have given anything like of the moment of you realizing the talking rock, because that's a big thing of Legends of the Hidden Temple too. Is kids are like, there's a fucking rock. Even Joey asked me, he said, "Is that thing real? Like, is that like a real talking rock face?" And I was like, "No, Joey, it's a show. It's not real. Rocks can't. What do you think? Does a rock talk? I don't know. That looks pretty real. Is this for real?"
Nice.
Yeah, and what I heard is like the voice of Olmec, he's actually behind that rock with the microphone talking, and he's the guy making all the movements of the mouth.
That's awesome. Straight up puppeteering.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Joey's like played Legends of the Hidden Temple at parks. Like he'll go and he'll make friends, and then he'll be like, "All right, let's do an obstacle course. I'll be the temple guards." And the kids are like, "What?" And as they're running, he'll like jump out and go, "Grrr," and he'll make like the do sound, and then he'll just go back into the wall. It's kind of weird. No kids know Legends of the Hidden Temple, but it's kind of adorable that he keeps the dream alive. He's going to be thrilled that I've spoken to someone who's been on the show and can give him all the inside knowledge.
And does he compliment the kids on their long legs? I'm just curious.
Dan, did you ever see the episode where the kids had to jump on basically a crocodile mile across the moat? But and they weren't able to stand up until the very end, and so many of them just like would slide halfway and then like either fall off or like had to like personally just jump into the water. You would have freaked out, right? I mean,
oh yeah, I would have. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I would have freaked out.
But you still would have gotten to those steps.
Yeah, I would get to the steps. Because even when they said water at first, I was kind of like... Because again, I have no idea what the show is. And they're talking about a moat and water, and I'm just like... But then they made it very clear that it's like very shallow. I mean, they assume every fucking kid in Florida knows how to swim. Which
it's
you
Florida.
Should. But...
It's a life skill.
Didn't at the time. Well, I was from up north, and I guess, I don't know.
How long are you in water? I never learned to swim.
Yeah. Alex, when did you learn how to swim?
I was a child, like a tiny child.
Oh, fuck you.
Of course, I lived in Key West when I was a little kid, so I mean, we were by the ocean. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I was swimming since I was, like, super little. I took lessons eventually, but I mean... But I can see, like, I guess if you're not near a body of water, how you would never... Like, if I wasn't near one, then yeah, of course, I wouldn't have learned until I was much older, if that.
Yeah. Or if you don't like shorts.
Exactly.
If you hate shorts, you're not going to go swimming.
No. How would it even work? How? Nope.
You could get a wetsuit, which is like a full-on
there you go.
wetsuit.
Have you ever thought of that, Brad? Just a wetsuit.
Get a wetsuit.
I have never thought about buying a wetsuit, no.
Really?
Because then you'd be that cool guy that they just assume is who surfs because he's got a wetsuit, but for some reason, like, yeah, I just got my wetsuit. I'm gonna go surfing later. I'm just gonna chill in this pool for a little while too. Just get ready, get limbered up. That's how surfers do it. And no one would know, except actual surfers, but they're at the beach, so you'd be fine. Or scuba divers. Scuba divers
Or
also
you could
use
just
wetsuits.
never be outdoors in water, because that sounds terrible.
So I guess I should return your early birthday gift of a wetsuit
Awkward. No, I'm gonna wear it in the murder mystery.
then? Oh, hey, there you go.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
There you go.
Oh,
You'll be Scuba Brad.
that's me, Steve Scuba.
Steve Scuba.
That's
You should
right.
come out of wherever you're at with scuba gear on and like blow water through the mouth hose. Regardless, every time you come into the scene, you kick open a door, water, just take it off like you just got out of the water.
Everyone.
I say there's been a murder here.
That's how you refill someone's cup.
Nice. Just so everyone knows, Captain Calloway has been murdered. And here's your water.
Oh, can I have a refill too? Sure.
Launch it across the room. It's like that place where they throw bread at you, except you spit water at everyone.
Definitely.
That's the angle. That's what you're gonna. That's it.
Yes.
We have to workshop that. I don't know. We'll figure that out. That seems like a good idea, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, Panther
if
times.
we go on the thought that it's a lot of foreign people, maybe they'll dig it. I don't know.
Sure.
They're like, hey, I'm in a different country. Things happen. They spit water in your cup. Like, this is what we do in America.
Okay, maybe like instead of having the oxygen tank on my back, it's just I have water and I just refill.
Yeah. There you go. I like this idea. I think we can make it work.
Yeah, this is gonna be great, guys.
Yeah, you have two tanks. One is just regular water. The other one's seltzer water.
Yes.
Here you go.
The other's curing on drafts.
Yes. Yeah, would you like some beer? Here you go.
I think this can work. I think this character can work. And that's how we get Brad in a scuba suit, and that's how we trick Brad into getting it in swimming. This segues quickly, like the floor opens up. It's at one of those old schools that the floor opened up and there was water underneath the gymnasium, like a pool.
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's how I get you. Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
What we didn't realize is the highlight was actually...
You're coming clean as the murderer as the floor behind you opens up, and you suddenly fall in. Everyone like, oh, the scuba diver actually he thought he could get away, but nope, got him in the pool. And then you're actually drowning, screaming like, ah! And everyone's laughing and clapping. Oh, good show.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that could work. It's just idea. We have to do it at one of the shows. I don't know.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Is there anything else we want to say about Legends of the Hidden Temple besides it's an awesome show from childhood? And I'm jealous, Dan, that you got to be on it. I'm sure that is a never-ending...
Can we talk about best dressed, worst dressed?
Oh, fucking of course.
Oh, boy, okay. Now I'm nervous.
Oh, well,
Worst dressed...
I mean, granted, this dude's wearing buttons on his collar and shorts, but I think we gotta talk about these Mertzers.
Yeah, the Mertzers are definitely worst dressed.
Like... It's pretty egregious. Like, come on. Like,
I don't know what she was thinking. Like, you can't put it that high. Come on.
No way.
Like, her legs can't be... I know Kirk Fogg is all about those long legs, but her legs can't be that long, right? That's not a thing.
No. Her legs don't start at her first rib. No. That's...
And why aren't these, like, handlers a little bit nicer to the kids and be like, hey, Mertz, come over here, bud. Yeah, you need to put those pants down a little. That's way too high. That is way too high. But they're not telling anybody that.
I mean, it's late. They've had a long day of filming. I'm sure the catered lunch. Was it catered? Did you guys get lunch, or...?
You know, I was trying to remember, like, the amenities and whatnot, but I cannot remember. They had to have fed us. I just cannot recall it at all. Like, I can't remember what we did for food. But I mean, they had to. There's no way that they could have gone without.
In that kind of environment of fun, excitement, all things going on, of course you forget the food. I mean, that's probably the first thing you forget.
Nowadays, that's the first thing I would remember. But yeah, as a kid, you're not thinking about that.
Do you still have any of the Looney Tunes watches?
I know. I think they all broke. One by one, they just all broke.
I think I remember seeing these. So obviously, were they the same watch? Were they like a mixture pack of different ones?
Yeah, it was like a mixture pack. I remember one, and they were for all different occasions. Like, one was like a faux leather, so it was kind of like for your fancy night out. One was just like a regular plastic one with, just like different characters. I think Sylvester was on it, when you're just feeling like a little sassy and fun. Hey, you put your Sylvester watch on. And then, when you're feeling a little spicy, you put your Taz watch on.
Now I'm thinking about, like, douchebag elementary school teachers with, like, the Looney Tunes neckties.
Oh, God.
It's like, oh, yeah, you're real fun.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Marvin the Martian. Boy, you know how to have fun, don't you? Cool.
Doing it.
Cool.
Hey, kids, anyone notice something different? You die! Yeah.
Oh.
Best dress, though, in the show is going to be tough. Go ahead.
I was thinking about maybe those ratchets.
Oh, the people in the commercial, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say the temple guards because their outfit is terrifying and it's very effective of what they're doing. But I actually I agree. If you want to give it to the ratchet kids, because those ratchet kids are like terrorizing that old woman with the sound of the ratchet. Like she's like, "Quiet down, fuck off, old woman, ratch, ratch, ratch." These shoes ain't coming off.
I love we're gonna annoy this woman with the sound of our shoes. These kids ratcheting their shoes all day. Yeah, I vote ratchets. Anybody?
Yeah.
Ratchet.
All right. Now, question.
I'm sorry,
Who
just
won and who
anticipating
lost
the
this
question.
episode?
Yes, anticipating that question made me laugh that hard.
Who won? Who lost this episode?
Oh boy.
Dan, you were there. You were there.
Well,
can you give us any more inside information as to who you think won or lost?
I tell you this, I won. Why, guys? Because now I get to be on with you fellas,
Right.
and talk about the show. So I won.
You I don't know. I was gonna make a case for Molly's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking bitch. Fucking Molly. Molly's the worst.
Dan definitely won this episode of Legends of the Hidden Temple, or Legends, as I'll forever refer to it as from now
Yes,
on.
of course, Legends. Yeah.
Legends, yes. Other contender for worst dress.
Yes.
Is weird costume Suryavarman.
Oh God.
Suryavarman the second.
Yes.
Superman the second.
Yes, Superman the second.
Superman 2. Was there a subtitle, or was it just Superman 2?
I don't know.
Superman 2: The Untold Story?
Superman 2.
I think it was
this
Superman
time
the
with
movie
Zod.
too. Yeah, this time with Zod.
Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut.
Yeah, as it's always been known as.
That great historical figure, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. His outfit is super bonks. And
Yeah.
definitely not historically accurate.
They're all
No.
weird. I saw one episode with the cousins, Joey's cousins, that was about the Underground Railroad.
Oh,
Not
boy.
even close. Not even close. They had to hunt for Harriet Tubman's freaking staff or something.
Yeah, I remember
Her
that
famous
one.
bow staff.
See, I thought it was going to be like Harriet Tubman's train whistle.
Woohoo! That would have been
All aboard.
amazing.
But also, I just want to say, they say that this was a temple for Shiva. Where was a temple for Vishnu?
Good question.
They didn't even get that part
Good
right.
question. There's a lot of weird shit. Okay, so obviously Dan won the episode.
Dan
but
won.
Thank you.
Who lost?
Well, I think it's fucking Molly because we made
I
fun of
think
her for an hour and a half.
Well, okay, but Molly deserved
No.
every bit of that.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah,
had that.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
had that
of
coming for
course.
years, for
Yeah.
15 years to be exact.
You know who lost? Molly's friend lost. Because even though she had an undercover spy trying to help her out, that bitch still lost.
Well, this is what I didn't get about that whole thing. Because these two girls, they're talking about, like in the little green room area, they're going over the facts of everything. Like, oh, yeah, okay, you remember this part, oh, then this part of the story, and this part. And then both of these fucking people don't get shit. The other two people won. The other two groups. They're just talking. Because
know what?
I'm thinking, like, oh, I don't even have to, like, listen to this shit because Molly knows everything. I'm just gonna stare at this camera.
I'm just gonna make love to this camera.
Oh, yeah.
Hey world, what's up?
What's up? Hey America, I'm right here.
You won't forget this face anytime soon. Hey.
I'm your
Set
new
a
star.
smile.
I'm your new star.
Doing it.
Molly, why aren't you fucking pressing the button with your foot?
Whatever.
Did it give, or was it a motion sensor?
No, if I remember correctly, I want to say it gave a little bit.
So
but
it was
I'm
an
not
actual
100%
button.
Sure. Yeah, I think it was, but I don't remember for sure. But I want to say it was a button. I really do.
Nice.
Because what if
So-
it wasn't? If it wasn't a button, how the fuck do you know who would hit it? Oh, maybe it's all rigged.
We already know, we have confirmation from someone on the show that it was rigged who would win. Like, they would purposefully get the temple guards to fuck you up because they didn't have enough budget for these giant prize dreams they were
That's what
coding.
Wikipedia
Italian.
told me. I mean, I do all my research on Wikipedia.
You can also
Well, I
do
mean,
Pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate.
You can also do research on legends.wikia.com.
Oh, yeah.
Which has like an incredibly elaborate breakdown of every episode.
What does it say about Dan's episode? Does it talk about him? Sadly, the blue barracuda, who was
Sadly,
That captured
got
the nation's
fucked over
heart.
by that other girl.
wasn't able to. Him and Molly weren't able to get it past those temple steps. It happens.
No, it just says like weird, like I don't know, like it'll say how many seconds it took the red jaguars to get across the moat, and the blue barracudas, and who was first and second and third and fourth. It's just like someone timed it. Like someone's at home timing to see how long it's taking people to like get across things, and it'll say like when you step down the steps of knowledge and who won each round and all this random stuff. And like I think one of the fun facts is like, oh, this is the first time that the thing was hidden in the bamboo whatever or something. Like, ooh,
fun
really?
fact, we've never been to the bamboo forest before for our trinket of whatever antiquity.
Instead of saying the bamboo forest, Olmec said the bamboo swamp. What a fucking idiot.
Oh, boy, he's a real Molly.
Olmec doesn't even know his own temple. He's getting old. I'm concerned about him in this episode. All right, so Molly's friend lost.
Definitely lost, yes.
I would say runners up would be the one silver snake kid that looks terrified on the steps of knowledge, even though they all the way down. Because that one girl's pretty confident, but that kid always looks scared. The little boy with her is just like terrified. He's just like, holy shit, what's going on? Like he saw that rock face move and it changed him in the inside.
As it does everyone.
Either that or our long legs, because that poor girl.
Oh boy.
Even at the end when they lose and she's got the mouthpiece on and she's like, what's happening? What's happening? That guy's like got his arm just like around her, like, oh, so bad. It's like very touchy and weird. Poor girl.
Yeeks.
But that was Alfio, and that was Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Indeed.
Thanks for listening to Ramjack. You can find more episodes at ramjackpodcast.com. And again, you can find Dan's current work on Woke or a Joke, a Gen Z review, which is on SoundCloud. Thanks again for listening.